Alrighty, now I gotta figure out. Let's see.
Oh, boy.
Normally the normal intro music plays, da 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 da. So I mute for that part to avoid embarrassing myself because it usually takes multiple takes. So let me do that real quick.
Yep.
Yarp.
Yarp. Yarp.
Yarp.
Is this the point where is this the part where we make fun of him while he's
Oh,
muted?
yeah. For sure.
Alright. Just wanted to make sure.
To
Yeah,
the results. Hello everyone, I'm Desparoto, and today I am joined by Doki, Dave
Yeah.
Man, and a special guest, our first guest here on Chaotic Stupid, Doki's friend and roommate, Unexploded Cow. Right? Or is it exploded? It's unexploded.
It's unexploded.
It's
He's
unexploded.
not exploded yet.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, and he also used to be part of TLC once before as well.
I am. I'm a TLC alumni, I guess.
Yeah.
So, usually when we have new people on, we have a little tradition where we ask them two things. What have they been doing with their lives, or what do they do? And what's the story behind your name? How did you come to be known Unexploded Ordnance that looks like a particular bovine?
Okay. First question, yeah? What do I do in life? Well,
It doesn't have to be what
Is
you
that-
do for a living.
is
Just
that-
like, what do you like playing? What games you like, or what do you do for your free time?
okay, there we go. That's good. That gives me something to work with. In my spare time, I exist. I eat, I digest it, and I create this waste product. It's amazing. You may have heard of it. It's called feces. It's like this futuristic name, you know? It's so good.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan of it, but yeah, I have heard of it.
Well, it makes stuff grow. And
It does.
boy howdy, it makes stuff grow.
Oh yeah, my backyard has the septic tank, and the septic field's in the backyard, and there's a whole area that just grows and grows and
Oh,
grows.
I know about septic tanks. Oh. Thing about me, one fun fact. If you have a topic, I probably have a funny and yet horrifying story about it, and Doki can confirm this.
Unfortunately, yes, I can.
But no, what I do typically, I don't know. I'm a dad, so I do dad things, I guess. I mean, I go bald. I seem to get paler, and hair starts growing everywhere. And I don't know. That's fun,
You
right?
play guitar?
Well, you think I play guitar. I think I make noise.
He plays guitar?
That probably means you're good at it then.
Yeah. He is. He just doesn't think he is.
This would be true, yeah. It wouldn't be imposter syndrome if you weren't telling yourself you sucked while actually being slightly successful. I don't know. It's not what I would call success, but I exist out there in the musical world.
Oh.
Well, if anybody's
Working.
ever heard my intro song before I start a stream, the guitar on that is Cow.
Oh.
Awesome.
This is true, yeah. The rhythm and the lead guitars were both me. The fun fact on that one, there's always a story behind everything I've ever done with music. Each piece has its own esoteric meaning, but that one was a hot take. It was like 2, 3 in the morning. I'm tired, and I decided to just kind of let my mind go where it wanted to in one take, and then I sent it to the guy, expecting him to chop it up and use samples or whatever he needed to, since it's a synthwave song. Instead, he just plopped it in there. Whole thing, didn't touch it, turned it up real loud. I felt like a heel, and and then was born 80s Dance Party to Electric Tardigrade, which turned into a on-off-on side project of the Saddest Humans, comprising of myself and the other guy.
Wait. Are you saying you were in Electric Tardigrade?
As a featured artist.
Oh. Cool.
He's a synthwave guy. He's on Spotify and stuff. You can look up Electric Tardigrade, and it'll show there. I would be the featured artist. My artist name is Saxicolas. Most people will call it Sexy Colas or something like that, which I guess whatever.
Awesome. I'm a big
So-
fan of music. So
Music is
Second
good.
question. To my name, got that in a comic book store circa 2003 down in Atlanta. Happened to be there. No particular reason. And saw a box of Superman comics that had the words Unexploded Cow stamped on the side of it. And it was just his shipping box that happened to perfectly fit these comics. So I thought, why would they stamp that on the side of a box? That's funny. I like it. That's going to be my new online name. Prior to that, it was Cheesecake,
sorry.
well, that was an homage to my first band as a teen, which was the Cheesecakes.
Not a bad band name.
No, we started out doing punk, as the name would kind of belie. A dumb name begets dumb music, I suppose. Not that it's dumb, but it is simple. Technically simple, but it's fun. I guess that's the point of it. Anyway, that's how I got my name. I decided to keep on using it, but not for music. It's just not good for music.
Okay. So this episode is being recorded at its normal time. Give me just a second here. I have coming off of a cold. That's why you're hearing that.
Seems like everybody is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
me
that
too.
time of year.
Yeah.
So this
Physics class.
episode is being recorded at its normal time. We tried to record an episode earlier because Doki was running or in the process of running away as we were normally would record. So we
Yep.
tried to record that episode early. Unfortunately, our fearless leader Turtle,
You're going right
His,
into it, aren't you?
his footage got corrupted. And it was unrecoverable.
You're immediately
So-
blaming Turtle.
I'm not blaming him. I don't know what he did.
You could have just said that the audio got corrupted. You're like, well, Turtle corrupted the audio.
Well, it was Turtle's audio specifically.
I know.
And unfortunately, without Turtle's audio, it just wasn't the same because we had too much stuff where we were talking to Turtle, and I couldn't really do without it. So we just kind of
perfect.
pushed it to now.
He's not here. Blame him.
Basically, that's basically what he did.
It's
Watch
his
him
fault.
pop into Doki's chat though. Doki's streaming this for
I
the
am
listeners.
streaming this since we've never streamed the podcast before. Which, by the way, thanks, Dave, man, for that. But we've never streamed it before, and I'm like, well, other podcasts stream whenever they're doing their live shows, and then they just put the recording up later. Why can't we? So that's
Not a bad
that's
idea.
kind of why I'm doing it.
I have the stream pulled up right now.
Ditto.
Dave Man has cheered 100 bits.
He did.
Awesome. All right, so as y'all know, Doki has ran away. Do you want to mention anything about that, Doki?
Well, I currently actually live now with Unexploded Cow. I now currently live in Ohio instead of West Virginia, where I was before.
West Virginia.
You'll also notice if you ever watch my streams that it's in better quality now, since I don't have crap internet anymore.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
I am so jealous. I am so jealous.
1080p, baby, finally.
Oh, I would love just to be able to stream in 720, but that's too much for me to ask my ISP.
Yeah, my ISP in West Virginia, I was able to do 720, but oh boy, barely. The upload was like 3, 4 maybe.
That's still better than mine. God damn it.
Still not much though.
No, not much, but I would be happy with that actually compared to what I actually have.
Yeah.
If I still lived in the growing place I spent time at in West Virginia, I would still be on dial-up.
that is true.
That would hurt.
Because I met Cal when he was still using dial-up.
it
This is the
wasn't
truth.
that long ago I had dial-up. Like, I have memories of it, and it was not pleasant.
Nope.
I literally just got bonded DSL, for Christ's sake. That we've only had that a couple years.
Yeah, that's what we had in West Virginia as well.
The sad part is there's a fiber optic cable within 6,000 feet of my house.
Right? And they
That's
won't
terrible.
drag it out there, will they?
Nope, it's the last mile, the 6,000 feet from the switch to my house. That's all old degraded copper. If they would replace that, we'd be golden. But
Mm-hmm.
that's too much to ask, apparently.
Oh, you want to hear something funny though? The day that I moved, like the day of moving, like moving truck in the driveway, Cow and his wife and everybody were there helping me move. The day that I moved, they were dropping fiber in.
That don't mean much, though.
No, but like it was something that they've been telling us for years. Oh yeah, fiber's coming soon. Fiber's coming soon. The moment I'm leaving, they're like, "Oh yeah, fiber's here. Let's go ahead and put it in there." Like, oh, okay, yeah, it's already in the ground. I was actually just in West Virginia this weekend. I just got back today, and it's already in the ground. Like, there's plates on the side of the road where it was. Yeah.
Nice. Well, good for them. My ISP has been saying they want the whole network, last mile and everything, to be fiber in 10 years, and they've been saying that for 2.
Oh God.
So
10 years.
And yeah, when everybody else is moving on to the next latest and greatest, we get the old stuff. That's typically how it goes. Although, if I have my way, I won't be living here. Ah. Yeah, I don't want to
Sure,
say
that's
anything because I don't want to jinx it, but God willing, I don't want to be here anymore. This place is going to be underwater in my lifetime.
Oh, no.
So, in memory of the episode that never was, I
Right.
did save a few clips from it. I got 3 clips of some of the funniest moments from that episode, and I thought it would be fun if we played them and reacted to them. I'll have to edit these into the actual show that gets uploaded, but
Okay.
you ready, Doki? Everybody watching my screen on Discord?
I am ready.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, one moment.
yeah, I'll wait for them to view it.
All right. I'm gonna let me know when y'all ready. I'm gonna play real fast just to make sure y'all can hear it.
Oh, yep, here we go.
Why didn't anyone think to have a gun?
Can everyone hear that? Was that good for you, Doki?
I was able to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to hear it.
I was able to hear it. A little quiet, but yeah.
All right. So I'll give the context for these. This first one was a conversation about Harry Potter, and
What? Why is your screen flipping all over the place?
what do you mean? I'll have to watch your stream.
Why is?
I just have to dopey laugh at that. That's great.
I don't know why
Is it
it's doing that.
Is it doing it to you too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it
totally
totally looks like it's winking at us or something.
Interesting. I can see it on your stream.
It's like zoom in, enhance.
Yeah, it's like the sidebars going away and then coming back and then going away and then coming back.
It's not doing it on my screen.
I don't know.
Yes, it'd be
Just
the
play the
love
audio.
Okay. Anyway,
It's only when you're using it.
This is the so for context, we were talking about the last battle specifically of like all the houses versus the evil people in Hogwarts, and
Right.
the conversation was on like, why didn't they tell the humans? Wouldn't the humans like to know about Voldemort, and he's wanting to kill everybody? And well, this is what happened.
Why didn't anyone think to have a gun?
Because I don't know.
Like, they
This
could have
is a
solved
world
that
of
problem
magic.
very
What the fuck
simply.
do you need a gun for?
Guns beat magic, all right? They do.
No.
Avada. That quick. You wouldn't even get the second syllable out before you got perforated.
No, okay, so they don't have to speak spells to cast them.
But at the same time, what if they have a protection spell on?
Landmines.
Landmines.
Humans have been killing each other for a long time. We've gotten really good at it. I think we could outdo a bunch of people who have to speak Latin to each other.
God.
You see this? This over here? This is the M61 Vulcan, right? It shoots like 500 rounds a second of explosive ammunition that explodes after, what, like 5 seconds? It's really cool. It goes brrrr.
Oh, so like turtle sneezing.
Yeah, exactly. Turtle sneezes at 500 sneezes per second.
Good
He can
Lord.
coat and he can put a drop of
As we found out before we started recording.
he could put a
We
drop
did.
of phlegm into every square inch of a football field inside of a minute.
That's good. So what'd y'all think of that? What's our reactions
Oh, I
to
forgot
that?
about that. I forgot all about that. Man.
500 sneezes a second, or whatever I said.
500 hertz sneezing. That's audible. That's terrible.
The best part was, like, he did that before we started recording. He sneezed, and it literally sounded like that. I'm not making it up.
Oh, God.
Dave, man, are you there? Can you back us up on the turtle sneezes?
I don't remember it actually, but he.
I know you weren't
maybe-
there for the recording, but have you ever heard turtle sneeze like that before?
Oh, many of times, many of times.
Well, can confirm, I guess.
You heard it here first, everyone.
Those machine gun sneezes by Lazy Turtle.
It's
Also,
true.
Rev was in that episode too, so Rev is kind of quasi here with us since she's wasn't able to make it for this recording
Right.
session.
Yeah. No, I think she's got like a friend over or something, so she's out for this session.
Yep. All right, this next one was actually at the beginning of the episode, and I was talking about moving to play. Where would I like to live? I believe the starter for this was people always threaten to move to Canada, and then I said I'd
Yeah.
like to move. If I move to a city, I don't want it to be a big city, so let's just play this.
Yeah, it's basically, I think it started off where, like, it's where people get so frustrated with the United States, like, I'm moving to Canada, like, that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, but people threaten to move to Canada all the time. They're like, oh, I hate this place, I'm moving to Canada, and then they never do it.
I would like to go to Canada. I mean, I don't threaten to leave to go to Canada, but I kind of would like to go to Canada. I feel like if I was going to move, though, I'd want to move to a city, because I've lived in the country my whole life, and I want something different. I would want to change it up a bit. Not a big city, though.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to move to a big city just because of all the traffic and bullshit. Yeah, no.
I would like to move to a city about the size of, like, Savannah, Georgia. It's like, it's big, but it's not huge. It's... Actually, Savannah isn't a nice place. Or, no, Savannah isn't a bad place. Sorry.
Wow.
Man, Savannah sucks now that I think about it.
Wow.
I meant to say Savannah's not a bad place. Oops. I'm sorry.
Desparoto hates you.
I don't.
I have liked Savannah every time I've been to it.
Oh, yeah. I also realized playing this back that I never balanced the audio properly, so everybody's just like near -5 decibels right now.
Just a key point. Desparoto hates you, Savannah, Georgia.
I don't. I like Savannah.
Yeah, I live in Canada, and in Canada, we always threaten to like move to the other side of Canada. Like, you know what? That's it. I'm moving out west. I'm tired of this.
And
I'm
yes,
going- oh, wait.
I
You in-
realize.
Are you on? Where at in Canada? You Central Canada, Nova Scotia, or Vancouver? Those are the only 3 places I know aside from Toronto.
We are actually southwest of Toronto. We're closer to Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
So when you say I'm moving somewhere else in Canada, you threaten to Nova Scotia or Vancouver?
We threaten to move like Vancouver all the time, you know? Like, that's it. I'm moving out to BC.
Also, I realized, yes, I used the same voice before that clip was played that I did in the clip. Like, almost word for word.
Great. We'll be hearing double. Now
yeah.
this next one is Well, it's titled Despa Simp, so it's gonna be, ridiculing me. Well, it's about 2 minutes 50 seconds long, so everyone feel free
So
to
it'll-
get your popcorn and
So
your
it'll be
drinks.
funny then.
Yeah, probably. This
Okay.
one I remember
Yeah,
being
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good.
There goes again.
Alrighty, everyone get your popcorn and your drinks. Feel free to comment during. I'm gonna push play now.
Got our 3D audio playing.
Right.
I want to be a lovely lady.
Desparoto's secrets revealed.
Honestly, I almost always play as a female character. I think the only time I haven't is my Star Trek Online character, and when I played Mass Effect, I used male Shepard because I wanted to project myself onto those two characters. So in those cases, I played as a guy, but every other time, I'm almost always a chick, and I don't know why I'm like this.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
You have a simp mentality.
Huh?
Yikes!
I have what?
Where did that come from?
Because all his favorite characters are redheaded women.
Sue me.
Does Claire
Who
Claire
said anything about
Redfield
the hair color?
does Claire Redfield count as a redhead? Because
Resident Evil.
yeah, because I can't back her original PS2.
Something got cut there
PS2?
somehow.
Her original N64 Redfield.
Redfield.
Her original render in the original Resident Evil 2, she was more redheaded. But these days they draw her more as brunette, really.
Auburn. It's still kind of...
That's yeah.
I mean, hair dye is a thing.
Yeah, but it's not like dyed hair. It looked more natural.
It's in a video game. How are you able to tell?
Coding. Coding's a
Uh-huh.
thing.
Then how do you know it's not dyed hair?
Because if it was dyed, whatever. In my heart, she's a redhead. We'll go with that.
You just don't want it to be brown. You're like, ah, she dyed it.
It looked more red in the original renders of her. I mean, granted, she technically used to be a blonde, if you know that story.
We'll leave it up to the people listening. Is she redhead or is she not?
I think Rev's
You tell
right.
us.
She's more auburn, really.
But that's still got red tones to it.
I actually have an original character, Do Not Steal, and when I ever make any game that lets me customize my character, I almost always make the same one. It's just a girl with short red hair, except for Saints Row 2 when I made her blonde with pink highlights. I was feeling a little frisky that day, I guess. I don't know.
We don't know. We don't need to. We don't need to know that. Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong
Keep
with
that
it.
one to yourself, please.
What in any?
As is typical, the best ones involve,
Yeah.
or they come at my detriment.
Yeah. You did kind of dig yourself a hole there, though.
How? I just like, I have a type and I like it.
Yeah. But you were also talking about how you like playing at said type in video games.
Well,
Yeah.
I got nothing for you. I don't know why I do it either.
So it's kind of funny because I actually have like an alter ego that I use for streaming, and she is a chick, and her name's Fatty Patty. You guys should check her out sometime.
Fatty Patty.
She's coming back to a stream soon, guys. I did hit my 1 year mark, and she's got to come back for the 1 year.
Okay. Cal, you've been strangely quiet. You got anything to say about any of this? Or are you just
No,
laughing maniacally?
I'm just quietly listening.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I don't have any input. Sorry.
A guy
Okay, I guess
guy
we
that-
can just move on.
a guy that likes audio equipment, you have plenty of inputs and outputs.
You can ridicule my lack of editing skills if you'd like.
I don't know your editing skills. I don't
I could hear a
actually.
few
I'd love to know
problems.
some of your background. what got you into audio, and what do you do in audio aside from editing this podcast?
Just this really is the only real thing I do. I mean, I'm a stickler for audio on like my streams and videos. When I first started doing YouTube, I could not balance audio to save my life, and the editing program I was using didn't have the best audio balancing stuff. Pretty much the only thing I could do was change volume of individual clips or tracks, and it had no levels to tell me what the sound level was. I just had to do it by ear, and I suffered for a long time trying to figure out how to do it. Now that I use software that actually has audio leveling and stuff, I'm just a stickler for it. In my streams, I use a plugin in OBS that lets me capture audio from specific EXEs. So I have my game audio on one track, and my Discord's on another track, and my microphone's on its own track. I get individual control of all filters and volumes for each of them, and I still can't figure out if I like it or not. As for my own skill, well, I can hear some problems I made there. I still have an issue with noise gates, particularly when I talk with S sounds at the beginning of words. It really likes to cut me off. So I'm trying to find ways to like remove background noise without having to use noise gates as much.
Do you know
But-
how noise gates typically work?
I know how they work. It's just I don't know. Sometimes I have it with me. It's not too bad because my normal speaking volume's at like -20, and my background is like -40, so it's not too terrible. But if I really ease into a word that has a softer sound at this part, like an S, yeah, it tends to get cut off sometimes.
Try using it with a compressor, or try using a compressor first to beef up the soft S to where the noise gate then catches it.
Oh, I'll have to try that.
Just an idea.
'Cause-
I don't know jack about audio.
This is all a
See-
foreign language to me.
So like in Audition that I edit the show with, the dynamics processing does both noise gate and compressing right there, but I think it does noise gate first. So they probably have a separate thing to do compression and then just run a noise gate by itself. I'll have to try that.
Yeah, you could also try like a EQ, like a roll off, just to focus on the individual voices.
I
You could do
usually
that per
use
track.
I usually use an EQ for my voice to like softly lift the bass and kind of lift the middle frequencies a bit, make it sound a bit more clear.
Mhm.
EQs are always fun to mess with.
Yeah, EQs, compression, but I would definitely use like a low pass, high pass.
Oh
or
yeah, that's standard
like
with
semi-parametric to like at least isolate the vocals, which will cut out so much more noise than people would often believe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't done
I'll
too
have to
much by comparison. I've worked on some audio and stuff, like I've helped mix and master it and whatnot. But I'm a noob. At least that's how I would describe myself.
I'll have to try that because I've always done noise reduction first and then did compressor and EQ. I might have to try doing it the other way around, do noise last. Because yeah, the compressor and the EQ would lift all the sounds and I could isolate things a bit better with that. I'll have to try that. Anyway, we are
Look at that. You learned something.
yeah, always learn something. Always. I used to, in another life, wanted to be a pilot, and they always say a good pilot's always learning. Apparently that still holds true, even when it's not about aviation itself.
Well, you do play Flight Simulator a lot now, don't you?
Yeah, there are reasons for that. I went to school to be a pilot, actually. I have a pilot's license, but I just never really made it very far.
Never made
That's
it
a rich...
useful.
that's
You
a-
never used it.
Flying is a rich man's game, and I am a poor person. So, figure it out. I only got, like, there's several licenses you would need to get to the point where you can start doing it as a job, and I only got the first one. and it only gets more expensive from there. I was budgeting $200 an hour for every lesson with the airplane
Oof.
because
Damn.
it was like $120 an hour for the plane and another $60 an hour for the instructor, and then I would just add another $20 an hour for wiggle room. And that was back a decade ago. That same plane has closer to $200 an hour now just for the plane.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say things are probably a lot more expensive now compared to then.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and they hadn't got $200 more advance. I can tell you that much for free. So that was a
Jeez.
dream. That now the only time I ever get to fly is virtually, which makes me sad in a way.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of is.
And to say nothing about the weird requirement of airlines wanting college degrees for some reason, but that's neither here nor there.
For some reason.
For some reason, I don't know.
For some reason.
Reason, rain,
Right.
Ryzen.
Right.
Verizon.
For some Ryzen.
For some AMD.
At least
Ryzen.
they're getting to the point where they don't require it anymore now. Thank Christ. Anyway, we are ostensibly a gaming / nerd / tech podcast. I don't know. What the heck are we?
We're variety.
Variety. We
Because
talk about whatever we
don't.
feel like.
We're not specifically gaming or anything. Because it's really, for the most part, it's just us shooting the shit. Like,
Taking
it really
aim
is.
at the turds.
Yes, taking aim at the turds.
I do need to work on my shooting skills.
Ditto. And I play shooting games, so.
Well, you play a lot of Fortnite as well, right, Dave?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have
I'm
popped
starting
into
to
your
branch
stream.
out to other things, though.
I have popped into your stream a couple times. I remember that.
I appreciate it.
I mostly lurk.
I do that a lot. I'm lurking 2 streams as we speak.
In the shadows.
In the shadows.
Yep.
In the shadows of shadows.
I like being in the shadow. I live, as those of you who have seen my webcam can attest, I live in the darkness.
Yeah.
You look like you're living in orange currently on my end. That doesn't look like darkness.
Well, that's Discord coloring things for us.
You're living in orange.
So we did have a game. I want to mention this game. We talked about it last time. There's not much to go on, but I did want to talk about it. Doki brought it to my attention. It's made by the people who made Danganronpa.
Oh yeah.
And it looks awesome. It's called Rain Code.
Yes. I don't know too much about it yet, but it is kind of like a mystery. You have to solve mysteries, but it's like kind of like an open world thing where you kind of have to find evidence, and I think there's like a battle system for like, I guess, interrogation or something. But
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of information when we first talked about it. I haven't actually looked up any more additional information, so I don't know what else has come out since then.
I think when we talked about it last, it had just been announced. So
Yeah.
there probably isn't much to go on, other than the screenshots look freaking awesome.
Yeah, they do. And
you can tell it's got Danganronpa fingerprints all over it.
oh, for sure. And I still need to play the second and third Danganronpa games on stream, because they're absolutely fantastic games.
You need to watch the anime too, don't you?
I do. I do need to watch the anime as well. I did play the first game.
I really liked the anime. I watched a few episodes of the second anime, but it really wasn't the same, and I didn't continue it.
Well, the second game is also very different than the first game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The second game, they're all like on a beach
What a
In
beach.
the
instead
in
of
the
a school.
anime, they were in a school, but it was very different.
I'd have to watch it because the school was in the first game. We're talking about.
there was.
I think how we're talking about Danganronpa.
I know nothing of it.
Basically, picture the Saw series, but make it an anime. That's
I don't
pretty
know
much
the Saw
what-
series either. So
Okay, picture Chucky, but his retarded cousin. And
No, that is
he-
a bad description. No,
who is
And he
Chucky?
traps people.
the
Okay,
the
I
basis
can't go
is
further back than that.
the basis is. By the way, if you haven't seen Danganronpa or not played the game, I'm about to spoil it for you. So basically, a group of kids or whatever were brainwashed. They don't remember anything before they woke up, and basically a kind of like a puppet, or you've probably seen the image of it somewhere. It's like a half black, half white bear, like plush bear, called Monokuma. Basically forces them, in order to leave, you must kill each other. If you get away with it, you can leave, and everybody else basically dies. They had all been friends before this, but none of them knew that. So basically, they're just forced to kill each other, and that's kind of the whole basis of the game. You're just trying to figure out who did it.
Yeah, you would kill one of your classmates, but you would try to hide it so that when they
Well,
go to trial, essentially.
You never killed anybody. It was always somebody else. You're just the one figuring it out who did it.
Yeah.
In the trial.
When it went to trial, if this is the way it worked, if they went to trial and correctly figured out who did the killing, the killer would be put to death.
Yes.
If they, however, did not correctly figure it out, everyone else would die and the killer walks free.
And then you lose the game, and then you have to retry it, and so on.
Yeah. And they turned that into an anime, and it's really, really good.
But that's Danganronpa. And there are 4 games out of Danganronpa.
Alrighty. I believe there is some stuff going on in the world of Pokemans.
There is, with Scarlet and Violet. There have been some new things. I wish they would just tell us or show us what the freaking starters evolve into. Like, it's literally next month, the middle of next month, and we still don't know that. And it's bugging me to no end. But it has been confirmed that it is a completely open world game. No walls, like you can go anywhere you want to. NPC trainers, where in every game before that, if they saw you, they would battle you. That is no longer the case.
Hallelujah.
That sounds like a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Hallelujah.
They do help, like battles do help with leveling. However, in certain parts of the game, you just want to get through something and not battle every trainer that looks at you. So, that is a good thing. However, if you just try and skip everything, then, well, you're probably going to be underleveled and will not beat any gyms. So, it's a good thing to battle them, but at the same time, it's also a very good thing that you're not automatically forced to battle everybody that looks at you.
I remember in Yellow, for some reason, when I played Yellow, Brock was the hardest gym leader for me. And he's, of course, the first one. There is a little punk that sits right before, when you go to his gym, it's 2 rooms, he's in the back, you gotta go through the first one. There's a little punk that sits in there, and if he sees you, he'll battle you, and he whoops your butt, because it's kind of a toss-up as to whether or not you would get any good Pokemon prior to that point. Because if you didn't get a Pidgeotto, something. If you didn't get one of those, you were in trouble fighting Brock and that trainer.
Well,
oftentimes you wouldn't have a lot of money to go to the Pokemon Center and get them healed up anyway.
What? Pokemon Center heals don't take money. They never have.
I might be misremembering. So, Pokemon Yellow was a long time ago.
I know, I have Pokemon Yellow.
It's the only one I played. I had Blue, but never really played it. So
I do want to mention.
The last one I played was Red.
Oh God, we are OG beyond all belief.
Very much so. Oh, okay,
Data.
yeah. So Captain Data in my stream, I do want to mention this. Basically said, yeah, they set up tripwires that if you broke it, glue covered your feet, and you were stuck there until you slaughtered little Timmy, who just wanted to try out his first Pokemon. And
Oh, that reminds me of a freaking animation on YouTube where somebody has a Megapod, and
Metapod,
it's like a Metapod, and he tries to. It's from the perspective of one of those
Harden.
NPCs.
Harden,
Who just
Harden.
what?
Only thing Metapod knows is Harden.
Yeah, it's from the perspective of one of those NPCs who challenges every trainer that comes by, and all he has is a Metapod. And then here comes a trainer that has freaking a max level Charizard, a Mewtwo, and whatever that Pokemon is that's literally God. And this
Arceus.
dude with nothing but a Metapod tries to challenge this. All he can do is harden.
Just
I need to
Harden.
find that.
Harden.
It's on
Harden.
YouTube somewhere. It's
That's a
great.
Metapod battle. Just Harden. 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 Because it doesn't know anything else.
I
That's
felt bad
sad.
for them.
Just defense up. Defense up. Defense up.
That's all it can do.
Also, Data says that you probably meant, instead of Pokemon centers, you probably meant that you couldn't afford to buy potions.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Because
that
I
makes
do remember
sense.
finally beating that SOB and going to the Pokemon Center to heal up before fighting Brock, who proceeded to wipe the floor with me. So
See, I always wipe the floor with Brock because I chose Grass type. I always choose
See-
Grass type.
that's the thing. Like between Pallet Town and Pewter City, if I'm getting the names right, where Brock is,
I think
it's
you
all
did.
grass. You just get all grass types in there. But the
No.
problem,
You do not. Grass type, I mean, you have Bulbasaur. But between those two cities, there's Pidgey, I believe Spearow in the other game. You have Rattata. And what's the other one that you could find? I don't think you find Weedle or Caterpie until the forest. I think it might
vaguely
just be
remember-
Rattata, Pidgey, and Spearow.
I remember getting grass types in there. Because I had to walk through a bunch of grass, which I know is where they are anyway, but
I don't know of any grass types you'd find in there in yellow, because
I
that's
can't-
the
it's
original
been so long.
151.
I am misrem.
On
Yellow
route-
was forever
Are
ago.
you talking about Route 1? Like the original, like just going to the next city?
I think I have no idea.
Because after that, you go to the forest.
I don't even remember if I'm getting the names right.
Okay, all right. I'm nerding out about Pokemon here. We could be here all day talking about Route 1 and what Pokemon are in the weeds.
Yeah, the problem I had was that everything you got was so low leveled, and you eventually ran into a point where it was hard to level them up before fighting Brock, so he just kills you.
Snorlax.
I might have been bad at the game too.
Nah. You can't really be bad at Pokemon. I mean, you can, but, you know.
I probably was. I most likely was very, very bad at it.
Cal, are you also playing guitar right now?
Oh, I'm just dicking around on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
quietly
was
in
gonna
the
say I can
background
kind of
myself.
hear it.
I can probably cut it out, no problem.
Yeah.
As long as you don't do it while you're talking, it'll be fine.
No, I don't. It's completely muted.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here with an electric, so it's not plugged in or anything. It's just me kind of doing mindless nothings while listening.
I will say
One beside me
sometimes.
too.
I will say though that sometimes Cal does guitar streams and they are very fun to watch.
Yeah, the best one of those was when I did the live track on stream, like playing with the song while I actually did an improv take, and that wound up being the preferred one by the guy doing it. It was a very small session piece, basically.
I did enjoy watching that one. I was there for that one as well.
Yeah.
But
There
then
was
again,
my let's build a pickup one.
I also really like listening to you play as well because I think you're good.
Thanks.
Even though you don't.
I'm just browsing through a gaming news subreddit right now, trying to figure out if there's anything worth talking about.
Yeah. Oh, I really.
Capcom says maybe to a Resident Evil Code Veronica remake. I would like if they were to remake Code Veronica's my one of, if not my absolute favorite Resident Evil, and I know that's sacrilege to some people in the fandom. I don't care. But I would love for them to remake Code Veronica, if for no other reason. Claire Redfield's the main character in it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go with Claire again.
I have
sorry.
not heard Code Veronica. Oh, in many years. Wow, that brings back some memories.
Oh yeah, I do. I don't know if this was ever confirmed, but I remember hearing rumors that Code Veronica was one of the few Resident Evil games, OG, like original classic RE games, where there was actually not enough ammo in the game to kill every monster. I don't know if that's ever been confirmed, but I vaguely remember hearing that at some point. And I do remember Veronica was harder than the others, in a way. It's also one of the few I've beaten without cheating. Well, I kind of cheat when I replay it sometimes.
I love how you had to clarify. I think that's a game that I actually didn't have to cheat on.
You heard it first here, guys.
Hey, look, when you're a child, the Resident Evil games are hard, all right? Yeah, if I went back and played them now, they're a lot easier. It's not nearly as hard as I remember it being, but when you're a child, with your child hands and your child brain
With your
doing
child
things, yeah, Resident
With your
Evil is
little
actually
baby
kind of hard.
hands.
What was the most difficult game any of you had, like, growing up as a kid, right? What was the most difficult game for you?
Man,
I'd have to think about that.
I have two. Both are very older games. The one that comes to the forefront was The Lion King for Sega Genesis. Because
Facts.
I had the hardest time. After Elephant Graveyard, I could not get farther in that game. Like, especially we had to bounce off, like, the giraffe heads and the ostriches, and it's like, it was so hard. There was that one, and then Chippendale's Rescue Rangers for NES.
That one had some challenge to it, yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna nominate you for most difficult game for you, Duck Hunt.
Oh, stop.
Specifically clay pigeon mode.
Fuck clay pigeons.
Score of 0.
Man, I gotta bring that up.
Because that was the hardest game. You couldn't even score a single point.
I suck at clay pigeons. I'm sorry.
That's the most difficult game for you. You've never even scored a point.
Yeah.
You never got past. You didn't even not get past round 1. You didn't even score a point.
No, I did not.
That's your most difficult game.
Meanwhile, Cow here was the first one up and the last one to leave.
We found out who was better at clay pigeons during a LAN party circa 2009. And I will let Doki tell that story if he so chooses. But that's
if I really remember much of it. All I remember is going up, starting the clay pigeons, not hitting a single one, and then leaving the room. Meanwhile, Cow here is like, pop, 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 next round, pop, 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 next round. Like, no problem.
It gets to a point where if you miss a single shot, you don't finish the round.
Okay, I need to say this to Raider in Doki's chat. Raider, hush.
Penny. I was laughing when he wrote that. Captain Data in my chat also says The Lion King on SNES. Hakuna Matata in doing the log up the waterfall. Nope. Never able to do that when I was growing up.
For me, for that one, it was the carpet through the Cave of Wonders.
Aladdin?
That one was the hard one.
Aladdin. Yeah. That was a rough one. I've done that one a few times.
Yeah, Aladdin was a rough one too. Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
I still have my Sega Genesis hooked up to my TV.
I have mine as well. The same one from my childhood.
I sold mine. I had the fat one.
I wonder if did I still have Lion King? If I could hook that up to stream, I may try and play that frustrating thing on stream.
Oh, that'd be good.
I've got an HDMI converter if you need one.
That
I
would
may
be
need it.
Solved. Problem
Really
solved.
good content.
Oh,
So
boy.
reading through that subreddit, I just found something. I don't know when this was announced. I'm just now learning about it, and I am elated, but also scared because this is Konami, and we all know how they are. So Silent Hill 2 is getting a remake.
Yes.
Up, down, down, left, right. Left,
So
right.
like Silent Hill is a series that I never was into it when they were a thing. And now it just seems like a pain in the butt to try to get into it, but I've watched people play it and I really love this series.
What?
What?
It's a series I love for play.
Okay, I'm not the only one that heard that then.
What?
I'd really love to see you.
You
Yeah,
faded
pretty much.
out and then faded. You. I really love the series.
It shouldn't sound that way on the recording, but it
You'll,
might have just been my internet
you'll
dying or
hear it.
something.
You'll hear it on my playback for sure.
Anyway,
That's funny.
so Silent Hill 2 is getting a remake. They already have a Steam page. Of course, release dates TBA and all that. But like it looks nice. Looks aren't everything. This is Konami. The nurses look like they should. I might be looking forward to this. Now this is different than those leaked possible new Silent Hill images that we saw a few episodes back. Because that's definitely Pyramid Head right there. That's not a Sakura monster.
I don't know much about Silent Hill at all. Like,
Played very little.
is it not like based after like West Virginia? Like based in West Virginia or whatever?
We discussed this in the episode where we talked about it. I don't think so. I think it's more Maine. I'd have to look it up. It might be West Virginia. I don't know. I think the movie was West Virginia, but the game was
Maybe.
more Maine. This looks really nice. I'm looking forward to this. I want to get my hands on this. I'll play this on stream. Now, I do have to say, Silent Hill 2 is very unique in the way it did its multiple endings. So with Konami being Konami and the way they are these days, I'm worried that they're going to bungle that. Because Silent Hill 2 was one of those games where it was literally how you played the game that decided the ending. Not so much choices you make, but like gameplay choices. How often did you heal? Did you look at a certain item in your inventory? Do you listen to dialogue that's played during cutscenes, or do you just skip through it? Stuff like that is what decides your ending. And if they were to make this game today, it would be dialogue choices, or you would literally just pick your ending. Like a visual novel where certain choices give you a point value to a certain route. So I really hope they nail the ending. This game's endings is legendary, so this is one of those games that is a masterpiece, I think. Even the original still holds up to this day. Even graphically, it's really not that bad.
I remember it was actually Captain Data, who was in our stream, who introduced me to Silent Hill 2, and we played it a little bit years back.
Yeah, me and Cal both know Captain Data in my stream right now. Actually, the three of us used to live together.
Ah. What are the odds of getting the band back together now that two of you live together again?
I don't know.
No.
The streams would have to converge.
Yeah, I don't think it's very likely. Especially since me and Cal are in Ohio, Captain Data's in West Virginia, and I just don't think that
West
lines
Virginia.
up. Don't you even start. Don't.
Mountain Mama.
Blue Ridge Mountain. Anyway. Look, the song's great, okay? So there is one other thing from this subreddit. Netflix is considering a push into cloud gaming. I don't know why or what they plan on doing.
Netflix is?
Netflix is.
Subscription-based ownership of the game.
Well, would it be more like Google Stadia or more like Game Pass, though, is the question. Because if it's like... Well, Gamefly used to be a thing. Gamefly still is a thing, ain't they?
I have no idea.
I actually don't know if they are or not. I don't think they still send games out if they are still a thing. They may just be like a download-based.
Well, there is that. Google Stadia died recently.
Oh, they do still... apparently they do, according to Captain Data, they do send games still. So, yeah, they are still a thing.
Awesome.
Oh,
Now, this makes me think there might be
Okay.
there might be too much competition in that space now, because you got Game Pass, which is freaking amazing. But, like, almost everything else is not nearly as good as Game Pass. I think I haven't really tried Gamefly. They may or may not be good.
Yeah, I just mainly am a PC gamer, and I use my Switch occasionally for Pokemon. That's about it.
It's going to be their selection of games. It's going to be how they do it, because if it's cloud-based like Stadia was, then, oh god, it's not gonna... It's gonna die fast.
Yeah, Stadia just recently, like, kicked the bucket, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. A
Yeah.
few weeks ago.
Yeah.
The only good thing about doing it that way is if you don't have a powerful system. But even then, the latency more than kills it, really. I could see it for, like, some games, but the games I could see it working for would also be the games that you wouldn't need a powerful system to run. But if it's more like Game Pass is, then I could see it working depending on what their selection is. But Microsoft's pretty much knocking it out the park with Game Pass right now.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have any use for something like that. Because I don't have a next-gen system. The newest system I have is my OG Switch. Not even the OLED, not even the OLED one. Like the original Switch.
I don't have a Switch, and I've been wanting to get one, but I feel it's close to its end of life.
God, no, it's not. No, it is not.
Yeah, but, like, there's already rumors of a new Nintendo console.
It's just going to be another Switch.
Probably.
They'd be dumb to leave the Switch right now. Like, the Switch is probably, if not their best-selling console. I think it's even surpassed the Wii when the Wii came out.
Oh, the Wii.
Oh, the Wii.
Yeah, but
I
do you
have
remember...
5 Switches in my house, man.
Right. Yeah, but like, do you remember the Wii, like, how their sales were when it came out? It blew up.
Yep.
And I think the Switch already passed that up. There have been rumors for a new Switch for, 2 years with the Switch Pro? Yeah, but nothing's ever come from it. It's just going to be another Switch, though, regardless, because they'd be dumb to stop making the Switch. The Switch is Nintendo's PS2. Like, hands down.
Yeah, that's a fair comparison, actually.
The PS2 sold for how long, Cal? Do you know?
Oh, no, I think it started around year 2000, and I don't know, they were still making games for it. 2009?
Yeah, it didn't stop
2010?
selling the PS2 for almost a decade.
Yeah.
I
They were still making games when the PS3 was out. They were making PS2 versions of it. I know it was still that popular.
Okay, so
2013.
yep,
So
yep.
thank you again, Data. This is why he has that name. He lives up to it.
he's also a information sponge, which has always been. We used to call him Clippy.
Oh, god. Nice.
We all three of us also worked together. But yeah, he was just always a source of information, like, and knowledge. He's very good for that.
It didn't
Okay,
help that I was called Clippy Jr.
I
Don't
forgot.
play a game of trivia against Captain Data. Noted.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not the best idea.
He's also very good at internet searches and probably looked that up very quickly.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, they started making PS2 in 2000. Quit making them in 2013.
13 years.
13 years for the PS2. I don't think the Switch will go that long, but I think the Switch lineup will go for a while.
Probably.
Data said trivia is a mixed bag, except I still want to play him at either Star Wars Trivial Pursuit or Star Trek Seen It. I have copies of both games, and I've wanted to play them with him for years because he's probably the only other Trekkie Star Wars fan.
What is Seen It? I've heard of it, but never played it.
Kind of a dumb, very mid-aughts DVD-based game.
If I'm not mistaken, it like shows you a clip and you have to guess like where the clip is from.
Correct. It's
Okay.
kind of like Trivial Pursuit, but more visual.
Yeah.
And I played my my wife at it once, and we rolled. I got the higher roll, so I went first. And I didn't miss a question, so I won the game, and she never even played.
My wife would be pissed.
I don't have a wife to get mad at me, so
You win.
hooray! On the subject of Star Trek, has anyone seen the Orville?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Have you seen all 3 seasons?
I believe there were officially it was the 3 seasons that ended with that weird like parallel universe that didn't happen or something.
No, there was
Or
no
did it
parallel
say?
universes. That was season 2.
That was the end of season 2 into season 3, and yeah, I think I saw all anyway.
And season 3 ends with a wedding.
Yes.
After I was kind of on the so for those of you who've never seen it, the Orville season 1 is a little bit of Star Trek with some Seth MacFarlane humor thrown in. Season 2 is basically just Star Trek: The Next Generation. And then season 3 is Star Trek: The Next Generation with some Deep Space Nine, and it's basically just better. I think the Orville has surpassed Star Trek for me.
Death Trek.
I don't know if it's Discord or maybe I'm just lisping. Look, the lead poisoning gets you, okay?
Family Trek, Star Guy.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? Like, season 1's got that humor in it. It does feel like a little bit of Family Guy is leaking into there. But after the first... They find their footing after a few episodes, and it does start getting good. Season 2 and 3 is where it really takes off. Which is typical for science fiction. Season 1's always the worst one for every sci-fi show.
Unless it's Star Trek Voyager. I kind of liked it when I was 12. However, rewatching it in my adulthood was a sorry excuse for a waste of time.
I'll say this much about Voyager. Voyager in The Next Generation are the 2 that I come back to a lot. Because although most of Voyager sucks, when they were good, they had some really good moments.
Oh, no denying that. There are some Voyager episodes or some of their chained episodes are extremely well done. I think they did a great job. Like, I remember those and can watch them and enjoy them. But as a whole, Voyager was painful to rewatch. I had much better times watching the 80s. That was The Next Generation. I actually like that series quite a lot. TOS, I can't even finish. It's so dry.
TOS is a different animal entirely.
It's like space western. Like, we're claiming to explore planets, but we're really just gonna go there to,
We're
cowboys
boldly
and
going where no
Indians.
one has gone before, but every time we get there, there's someone waiting on us.
And if we find a woman, we're gonna
Don't even.
Yeah,
Don't.
yeah.
Kirk. No. There's a reason Picard's better.
So Captain Data has a question for Cal. I don't know if you're
Oh
looking
God, we found a crack in the event horizon of the black hole. That one stands alone as the worst writing of any sci-fi series episode. Period.
Okay.
No, that was garbage writing for Voyager.
I'd have to
Which was
remember.
harder? Which was harder rewatching, TNG season 1 or Voyager? Oof. Oh God. I mean, Voyager is a 7-season, and they stopped giving a crap after season 4. Like, they obviously brought what's her name? 7 of 9. Can't think of her name offhand, but they brought her on. Jerry Ryan. There it is. Brought her on to kind of like be the new sex appeal after Kess left and all of that.
Kess wasn't even sexy.
No, she wasn't, and it didn't work. Her character was poorly written, but they brought in the sex appeal, and at least I'll give Jerry Ryan credit. Like, I thought she did a good job for the character.
Oh, she did.
I think she followed like the lines of what Leonard Nimoy did with Spock, but modernized it, sleeked it up a little bit. I think she did a great job, personally.
I think 7 of 9 is a pretty well written. I mean, yeah, clearly the sex appeal aspect, but she kind of becomes her own thing. She improves over time, so I actually like the character.
And I will say that I enjoyed seeing her in Star Trek Picard.
So I haven't seen Picard except for the first episode that they released for free, so I know she's in it, but I haven't really watched it.
She does a good job. I like her. I like what they did with the character. Just the whole thing. It aged well.
Has anyone watched the YouTube channel Space Doc?
I have not.
Never heard of it.
If you are a fan of science fiction, you need to watch that YouTube channel. He basically breaks down different ships and stuff from various science fiction, talks about them. He also, I should say, I keep saying he, it's they. They also wrote their own science fiction. I'm wanting to say it's either a web series or a comic or something. I can't quite remember. I need to watch it. It's called The Sojourn. But they have a video on that channel talking about how to write a good spaceship battle with different science fiction shows. And this was something that they had down to an art in the 90s, but modern sci-fi, it's kind of, it's not as good as it has been. And one of the things that they quote is watching the movies Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, which is a personal favorite movie of mine, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and The Hunt for Red October. I don't know where I'm going with this now that I'm saying it out loud. what? I guess what would be a favorite spaceship battle from science fiction then? I'm gonna go with like pretty much all the spaceship battles in Stargate.
Stargate?
Stargate.
Space battles and Stargate.
There were a few.
In the movie?
In the TV show.
Which one?
SG-1 or Atlantis. They were both pretty good.
Okay. Hunt for Red October. Wasn't it the same person who wrote Hunt for Red October who also worked on Wrath of Khan?
Hunt for Red October, the movie's based on the book written by... His name is slipping my mind. The guy who writes the Ghost... His name's all over Ghost Recon and stuff.
Tom Clancy?
Tom Clancy, that's it. I don't know if there was a secondary writer that kind of went over that book and turned it into a screenplay.
Don't worry, Data's already looking up the information for you.
This is why we have him and right here.
Also, Data, any battle in Battlestar Galactica, I agree. Battlestar Galactica, the 2003 remake, I believe, is really, really good.
I'm just listening because I don't typically watch... I like Star Wars, But I like, and I've seen TNG a little bit, but I've never been really big into Star Trek.
Well, you live here now, motherfucker, and you're
I
going to
do.
watch some stuff.
Maybe.
We're going to clockwork orange your eyes for the better.
No.
Hey, Captain Data, if you want a show that gets space right, watch The Expanse. Because there's a few things that they do magic away in Battlestar Galactica for obvious reasons of, making a show.
You've
But
just made a friend.
The Expanse gets it right.
You just made a friend.
You just made a friend because Captain Data has told me about The Expanse. See, there it is. Oh, I love The Expanse. I'm on season 3, 4. Yeah, there you go.
To watch 4.
No, you two need to hook up in Discord and go about your business. Right there.
Get
You two are
yourself
gonna be
a
at
room.
it. Just get a room. Come over to a place, get a room, make a room, something.
Well, you both are in Cow's Discord.
Are they?
Am I
Is Desparoto in Snafu?
If you're not, you should be.
It may have gotten put on the chopping block at some point because I'm not seeing it.
Well,
I call a lot of things every now and then. If I haven't been active in a server, I just leave it.
well, I'll send you an invite after the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do that. I'm delegating it.
Yeah. I'll do it. Hey, Kathy. My sister's in the stream right now.
Also, Dave has been quiet for a while.
Dave has been quiet for a while. Well, I mean, you guys,
Yeah,
I
Sitting
have,
here smoking, man.
I have been
And we're
too
talking
because
about
you
the
all are
stars.
nerding out about Star Trek and Battlestar and all that.
So Theba Kurtrio is your sister?
The Baker Trio, yes.
Figured I'd mess that all up on purpose.
Oh, I did this the other day.
Theba Kurtrio.
Theba Kurtrio.
Theba Kurtrio. I like Theba.
Theba Kurtrio.
Don't look, Theba.
That was actually not bad.
Hey, naked. Don't look.
I did that the other day. Someone popped in my stream and followed, and I called them Tavia or whatever. And if I read their name, it actually said Taxi via Zulu. I'm like, oh. I said Tavia. It says something else entirely. I didn't catch it until after the stream.
Maybe okay. So yeah, Wrath of Khan isn't associated with Hunt for Red October. Maybe I know it was based around a sub battle, and that movie there. Maybe the writer had never seen Star Trek before and like didn't give a crud about what Gene Roddenberry wanted, so he just like wrote a movie. Oh,
Shocker.
Tofuggins leaving. See you, Tofuggin.
Later, Tofu. And yes, technically they're not the Baker Trio anymore. They're more the Baker Quad. Is that the Doki? Yes, it is. Maybe.
Halfway expecting
So
to
the
pop online and say something.
Theba I can't get my mouth to make the sound. I'm trying to say quad after. I'm trying to screw it up, and I'm just choking myself doing it. I'll bet that's going to sound great on the video.
Hey, it just
Star
makes
Trek the motion picture, they hadn't seen it. You know what? I feel that. It feels like that with the motion picture. Because the motion picture is weird.
Oh, at the extended edition. It makes so many more questions.
All right, we've been going an hour 15 minutes on the recording.
Yeah.
The note sheet is pretty much all crossed out now. So I do have one thing I want to say. Because the holidays are coming up and I do not want to try doing this during Thanksgiving and Christmas at all, this is probably going to be the last episode of the year. We wanted to try to end the series on 5, but you know what happened, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, the audio got corrupted, so it is what it is. We're ending.
Yeah.
Pseudo 5.
It's pseudo 5 because we had an episode 0, so technically
Yeah,
it's 5, but really?
One little
So-
Kermit on us there, Doki.
What?
You did
You sounded, you Kermited your voice a little bit.
Kermit the
Just-
Frog.
just-
Hello.
Yeah. So,
Oh no.
So, me, Sean Connery, would like to ask everyone, is there anything you would like to say? How did this year go? Can you give us a year in review, please?
I'm sorry, can you put Despa back on the line, Sean?
Yes, hold on one
Keen.
second. He's right here, hold on. Joshua, come here.
It's a
Yeah,
whole bit
so-
now.
I want to make affiliate on Twitch if for no other reason to have channel point stuff where I can do shit like that.
Here, I'll shout you out of my stream.
Yes. Anyway, so since this is the last episode of the year, is there anyone that wants to do kind of a year in review? What did you think of this year? Any hopes for next year? How bad was it?
Well, all in all, I think my year was good. I just started streaming this year, and I've made it up to almost 660 followers in 1 year.
Go, Dave, man.
I think I'm
Right?
doing all right. And I plan to next year at least we get up to 1,000. You know.
Hey, listen, I'm just trying to get to 200. 1,000's killer, man. That's great.
Oh, there's Looney.
Yeah, there's Looney.
Also, that shout out, I love the clip it picked.
I'm assuming it's Phasmo because everything you guys do are Phasmo.
Yeah. And it's Cherry saying, I just killed someone last night. It's a great clip. I recommend watching it. You know, funnily enough, my clips and VODs get more views than my streams do.
That's usually how it works. That's a lot of people don't tend to like to watch things live. There are people out there that actually like to watch the VODs and clips after the fact. I've noticed because I noticed that a lot of my VODs and a lot of my clips do tend to get a lot of views. So I'm assuming that people just don't really want to watch it live and they just catch up on it later.
I think for me, it's more the time I'm on, because usually I'm late night.
Same. I mean, that's typically what I do as well. I'm usually on late at night. Which, the stream will end when we're done the podcast, but I will probably be back on shortly thereafter, so... This is going to mean nothing in the actual recording of the YouTube podcast, but for the people watching me now, I will be back, like, a little bit.
Yeah, this ought to be a fun one to cut, because I know I got to have a lot of stuff to move around.
Yeah.
Anyone else who want to give their year in review? It's been a great year for Dave Man. It's been the year of the Dave Man, it seems.
Man, I don't really remember half the stuff that happened this year. I moved. I get to actually stream more. Outside of that, I just work and I sleep. That's pretty much it. So I guess the year's not been that bad.
Well, you have anything else to say?
I get to have real internet. Yeah, I do.
What can I say except you're welcome?
For all the ones and zeros you transmit.
And receive.
And receive. Yep.
Because, baby, my firewall's all open for you.
Oh my god.
Way to make it creepy.
Way to make it creepy there, Cow.
I thought that was actually kind of funny. Anyway, I guess for me, or do you want to go first, Cal? Do you have anything you want to say for your year?
I'll let you go first. I'll finish up.
Well, I started the year with no graphics card and a Twitch channel that had a few followers because I tried streaming like 50,000 years ago. But I started streaming regularly this year. It's been fun. It's been annoying. But it's been a thing, I guess. So this year was it was neither good nor bad. There are things I won't talk about, but overall, I think it's been it's just been a year.
So, to sum it all up, 2022, it just is.
It was not as bad as 2020 or 2021.
True. That is true.
But it was not as good as 2016.
What happened in 2016?
Absolutely nothing. I don't know why I said that.
I want to know what happened in 2016 now.
Pepperidge Farm remembers what happened in 2016.
Yeah, right?
Well, Pepperidge Farm's the only frickin' one.
I feel like 2016. I don't remember why, but I feel like 2016 actually was a good year.
It was a good year for gaming because that's when the Switch was like 2017. I think it came out right after 2016. But there was a lot of really good games came out in 2016.
Actually, yeah, Raiders got it right. 2022, the year of drama and moving.
Also, yes, I did get to meet Looney and her mini splits and many more apparently because we found out we got a new one show up and there's 5 more hidden away somewhere.
I don't understand any of that, so it is what it is. Looney, that's all you, bud. I'm just friendly. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I don't really have much as far as the year-end stuff.
Well, Cal, you got anything?
This year has been a tumult of uncertainty and dread. Pretty much a good year, I guess. Now it's 2022 has seen me kind of stabilize and I don't know, grow. Growth is a good thing. I'm trying to stream now and then. It's kind of on the don't carometer because I don't know. Still not sure if I want to do it or not. Trying to do more music and just keep on trucking, I suppose.
Yeah, basically.
I'll sum it up by saying I'm just here.
Aren't we all?
All right. And sorry Rev and Turtle couldn't be here to give their end of year reviews, but oh well.
They'll be back.
They'll be back and
They'll
we'll
be
be
back.
back next year with another season of Chaotic Stupid. So hope everyone has enjoyed the first season. May the next one be better. So bye everybody.
And yeah, before I say bye as well, I probably will record or stream these from now on. I think it seems to have been a positive thing.
Yeah. Y'all get to see how the sausage is made. All the silence that normally gets removed.
You get to be in the room where it happens.
The room where it happens. The room
Yeah.
where it happens.
Yep, I knew that's what you were referencing.
Backstage pass.
Yep, basically a backstage. Yeah, it is basically kind of a backstage pass or like a behind
Get to
the
see
scenes.
how the Well, you kind of get to see how the ingredients to the sausage are made. Not really the sausage itself, because I don't really stream my editing.
Well, you know, nobody really needs to be seeing your sausage anyway, so it's fine. Let's just.
It's a bratwurst.
Nachtwurst.
Anyway, thank you, Cal, for being our first guest of the show. May we have many more.
Hooray!
Hooray! We'll probably have you back at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Maybe.
It's been a lot of fun.
No, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Well, anybody want to plug themselves or say their goodbyes now? Follow me on Twitch. Actually, don't even follow me. Just come watch me on Twitch, because that's what I need now is watchers, not followers.
Looney said that she'd like to be a guest at some point.
We could probably have her on.
Yeah.
No, they'd love to be a guest at some point.
Yeah, they said they'd
like.
love to.
They
But
convey the right words.
But all lowercase. Just love. And Cow
Just
has
love.
a fan.
Cow, I apparently do. Hi, Raider. As long as you can, I don't know, like paints, like if I put on a pseudo concert, you can come and write soy bomb across your chest and stage dive into I don't know, pile of sponge.
All right, let's end this podcast.
Yeah. So y'all know where to find us, and there will be links in the show notes. So that was season 1, and that was episode 4/5, whatever you want to call it. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, everyone, keep your recordings going for a little bit. I forgot to do this earlier, so I want to get about 15-20 seconds of silence. So if everyone could just be quiet for the next 20 seconds, please. That's probably good enough. All right. Y'all can stop y'all's recordings now.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yarp.
And immediately go to File, Export as Wave, please. And just put it somewhere. So, Doki, this will be the first time you've uploaded an episode to the Google Drive.
Cow, you
It
mean?
didn't take all night.
Oh, right, yeah, no. Yeah, it will be. You're right, it will be. Yeah, because the upload's probably not going to take long. It's not going to take half an hour to get it in there.
Let me see how long mine, or how big mine ends up being.
Do you want me
Giggity.
to save it as again?
Wave. .wav.
Do this. There we go.
$472 megs for me.
And I'm just going to do this. Alright. So, I am going to end stream at the moment. If any of you still want to watch me play a game or something, I'll be continuing Spider-Man here in about maybe half an hour. I will let you know if you are in TLC. I will let you know. I will put a message in there letting you know that I'm back. I'm just ending this stream here because it's the end of the podcast. And then I'm just going to create a new stream with a new title and play then. Plus, I also kind of need some food. So, goodbye everyone for now. At least for like half an hour. I'll be back in a bit. Just if you want to watch me play Spider-Man, by all means, I'll be right back. You all have an absolutely wonderful night. I'll see you in maybe like 11:20-ish. I'm going to grab something to eat, and I'll be back with you with more Spider-Man. Later, all.